Hashem Barakatash. All the double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who want to teach you all. And heart shalom to the elect. And I want to say Kabbalah Yamashim Al Shah for allowing me to do the blessing. Alright. And we are supposed to give warning to the people. Alright. There are many things that we need to give a warning to the people for. Okay. Prophecy. Okay. And things within prophecy, such as the MOTB, World War III. Okay. Death and destruction, Jacob's trouble. Okay. The Lord returning. Okay. Who the Lord returned for, who the kingdom of heaven is for. All those things culminate into prophecy. Okay. All right. And this topic I'm going to talk about, which we all should know, okay, is the MOTB, all right, the mark of the beast, okay, all right, where it would be this RFID CHIP that's entered into your body, all right. So this is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 1. It says, again, the word of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah came to me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people. All right, Ezekiel was an Israelite. All right, and he is still an Israelite, okay, because he may be here walking in the world today, all right, but he is an Israelite. He's a Levite, okay, because it says here, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Bazai, in the land of the Chaldeans, and we know the priests are all Levites, okay? So, that's how we know that he is an Israelite, okay? So, the children of thy people, Ezekiel's people are Israelites, okay? All right, and Ezekiel was out here somewhere, or if Ezekiel's out here somewhere doing the same thing he did in the past time, all right? Preaching the word of the Lord, okay? And he's doing it to the same people, preaching the word of the Lord unto the Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the globe, okay? So it says here, I'm going to read 2 again. Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, whom are Israelites, okay? And saying to them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the coast take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow up the trumpet and warn the people. All right, the Lord is coming with a sword. Okay, thermonuclear missiles are going to be a sword. The Lord's revenge is going to be in the form of a sword. Lasers from the chariot are going to be in the form of a sword. Thermonuclear missiles are going to be in the form of a sword, because the sword is a killing instrument. All right, famine is going to be in the form of a sword. Diseases is coming in the form of a sword, because it's a killing instrument. Okay, all right. And we are to warn the people when these things come about. Okay, and the warning that goes with thermonuclear missiles. Okay, in the end, all right, is going to coincide with the MOTB. Okay, that is a major prophecy that we are waiting to be pushed out. Okay, through the powers that be within this world. Okay, all right. I have a map from this Atlantic Council website that I frequently visit when I do lessons on the MOTB. Okay, so it says here, just so you can see it, it's the Atlantic Council website. Okay, and it says Central Bank Digital Currency Tracker. Okay, so it says, what is a central bank digital currency? A CBDC is virtual money backed and issued by a central bank. Let's look up what a central bank is, okay? We need to make this lesson as edifying and understandable as possible. All right, a central bank, a national bank that provides financial and banking services for its country, government, and commercial banking system, as well as implementing government monetary policy and issuing currency. Okay, so that's what a central bank is. All right, a national bank that provides financial and banking services for its country's government and commercial banking system. All right, so whatever the name of the central bank is going to be, if it has one now or if it will have one later in the future, I'm not too sure. All right, it's going to decide that the money for the future of this this America's economy, okay, is going to be in the form of a digital asset, okay? All right. And I'm going to get into that here in a minute, okay? But it says here, continuing on this website, all right, it says as money and payments have become more digital, the world's central banks have realized that they need to provide a public option or let it be, or let the future money pass them by. So the central banks, okay, all right, the central banks are coming up with digital currencies, okay, all right, and my point in reading that, okay, is to give you, the Israelite man, woman, and child, a warning, okay, all right. So I'm gonna show you this map right here. All right, I'm gonna show you this map, and within looking at this map, you can see a few different things. Okay, you can go to this website and look for yourself as well. Okay, and it's the AtlanticCouncil.org. Okay, but if you see the development color, okay, which is like a green, a bluish green, okay, and you see that America, all right, if you know what the continent of America is shaped like, okay, it's this country right here, okay, this country right here, this is America. All right, bam, this is the country that we're focusing on, America, all right. America is in the developmental phase, okay, all right. America, Canada, and New Mexico are in the developmental phase, okay, of their central bank digital currency. All right, and then you can see that the countries that are in green and pink, they have launched or in the pilot program of their digital currencies. Okay, all right, which means that they have a bank system that's set up to issue out digital money. Okay, all right, digital money is going to be issued out, Salakia, on this form. All right, it's going to be issued out to this form and it's going to be spent by this form. Okay, all right, this digital uh, device. Okay, this digital device is what's going to be used to receive and spend money. Okay, all right, this is going to come. All right, people are going to succumb to taking this. Okay, and then the Lord is going to bring a sword to destroy those people. All right, via thermonuclear missiles as one of those uh, killing instruments. Okay, all right. This is what you need to stay away from. Okay. Now you can see here that it's being inserted into a person's hand. Okay. All right. Let's get some scriptures. I don't want to be talking. Let me go back to Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter 33. In verse 4, it says, Then whosoever heard the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. And we don't want the blood of other men, women, and children upon our own heads. So we are warning them about the destruction that's coming. We are warning them about not taking that CHIP and the consequences for taking it, okay? Because if you have any type of form of understanding, okay, and you see what war can bring, all right, and what missile attacks do to a city or to a country or to a town, that's what's going to happen when those type of things come here. Okay, it's going to be in a drastic amount. It's going to be drastically uh, more intense. Okay, it's going to be more drastically intense when those thermonuclear missiles hit here. Okay, just as the Lord had destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, the Lord's going to do that plus then some here to America. Okay, So you, all right, as an Israelite man, woman, or child that's listening to this video, listening to the other videos that the elders, that the apostles and elders, the great millstone have put out, it is your responsibility to understand to not take this device. Okay, I'm gonna show this device again. All right. Well, yeah, this how this device is gonna be implanted. Okay, or through surgery. Okay, for the for the Neuralink type one, the one that's gonna go in people's heads. Okay, but right here, bam. Okay, you can see it right there. You can see it right here. Okay, it might be kind of what is it like maybe kind of what's that word I want to trying to come out with fuzzy, but bam, you see it right here. Okay, blurry. All right, that was the word. Don't take it. That's the warning. All right, don't take it. You are being warned, all right, through the Spirit, probably how about you not to not take it. But if you do, you're causing your own detriment. Okay, all right. Verse 5 says, He heard the word of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. And I'm taking warning, okay, all right, by heeding what my teachers have told me and preaching that word unto you, so you can take warning, all right, or take heed. Don't take that CHIP, no matter if your life is on the line, no matter if your children's life is on the line, your woman's life is on the line, okay? Because the Lord can deliver you from that as he delivered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fire, as he delivered Daniel from the lion's den, okay? All right? This is another scripture I got right here. This is in the book of Jeremiah. The 32nd chapter, all right? And the 17th verse. It says here, Yahweh power, behold, thou hast made the heavens and the earth by thy great power, and stretched out thy arm, Salakia, and there is nothing too hard for thee. All right? And there's nothing too difficult for the Lord. We may think that we're going to be in a bad predicament that we cannot get ourselves out of, which we won't be able to anyway, right? Because everything happens according to the Lord. But we may be in a bad predicament where we would think it's impossible to be saved out of. But the Lord can do anything, man. There's nothing too hard for the Lord, okay? So let's go to Revelations, because this is where it comes out of, right? This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, all right? And he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, and just shows you what that is. That's that MOTB, okay? So I had spoke on earlier digital assets, okay? So we're going to get what the IRS determines it to be a digital asset, okay? I'm on the IRS website, digital assets, okay? It says here, what is a digital asset? For U.S. tax purposes, digital assets are considered property, not currency, okay? So if the CBDC comes out with a digital asset, all right, it will be considered property and not currency. And what can the government do to your property? The government can take your property through one of those policies or legislations called eminent domain, all right? So a digital asset, according to that IRS website, is a property, okay? It says digital assets is stored electronically and can be bought, sold, owned, or transferred or traded, all right? And if it's stored electronically, what is it going to be stored in? It's going to be stored in this, all right? It's going to be stored in this, okay? Which you need to stay away from, all right? So it says here, the the tax definition of a digital asset is any digital representation of value recorded on a cryptographically secured distributed ledger, blockchain, or a similar technology. So let's look at what a blockchain is. And basically, it's just a ledger, like you'd have in the olden days when people would buy and sell stuff. They would keep a receipt book um, of what was sold, who paid for it, and how it was paid for, things of that nature, right? So it says a blockchain is a system in which a record of transactions, especially those made in cryptocurrency, is maintained across computers that are linked in a peer-to-peer network. So within a central bank digital currency, I can guarantee you that central bank is going to be one of those peers, okay, that's going to have that blockchain technology linked to that CHIP that people are going to take, all right, and you should not take it, all right. That's the warning of this whole lesson. You should not take it, okay. But I'm gonna read it again. Blockchain is a system in which a record of transactions, especially those made in cryptocurrency, is maintained across computers that are linked to in a peer-to-peer network. All right, so just a ledger, basically. Okay, so this here, the IRS website says here examples of digital assets. These include convertible virtual currencies and cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. So as I had read earlier, it said here up in this paragraph, it says digital assets are considered property, not currency. All right, so that means they can seize your property at any point in time, especially if it's networked to a computer that they are the heads up at the end. Okay, because I'm a peer. Okay, I'm a person. All right, the central bank or the government of the world or the United States is also can be considered a peer. Okay, let me look at what peer to peer means. Let me get more specific. Peer to peer. All right, peer to peer is a network architecture where computers or peers share resources and interact directly with a central server. So the central digital bank may be that central server, okay? And individuals who take that chip, okay, will be another peer or a computer, okay? All right, well, because that chip is a type of computer thing, all right? Um, and information is going to be shared to where you spending, how much you spent, when you spent it, things of that nature, things that's kept in a ledger, that blockchain, okay? So the government could be one of those peers, and you, if you receive this chip, Lord will or don't, you could be looked at as a peer, okay? And according to the IRS website, it's a property. And what can they do? What can the government do to property? They can just come take it from you, okay? They can just come take it from you. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham to whoever's on the comment board. May the Lord bless you and your family, okay? But they can come take your property, okay? But continuing on, it says examples of digital assets. These include convertible virtual currencies and cryptocurrencies such as bitcoins, stable coins, and non-fungible tokens (NFTs). It says here how a digital asset is used. A digital asset that has an equivalent value in real currency or acts as a substitute for real currency. All right, real currency as of right now is paper. With all these, like Bitcoin and all these other things that they're coming out with, as far as what they're saying is going to be the new currency, or what is being said to be the new currency, is that's replacing paper money. Okay. It says, or acts as a substitute for real currency, is referred to as convertible virtual currency. For example, a cryptocurrency, it can be used to buy for goods and services. All right, that's not what the Bible says that's going to happen in the latter days. For the people that stake the chip, is going to be used to buy and sell. Save you that you can't buy and sell without it unless you have that mark, right? It says here, it can be digitally traded, exchanged for, or converted into currencies other than digital assets. Okay, So it's just a little, it's a lot more, but it's just, oh yeah, it's a lot more. Maybe I'll do a part two, but, um, uh, it's a lot more that goes into here. That's a lot. It's a lot to be said, but it's on the IRS website. All right, but don't partake in taking that CHIP, man. No matter what comes about, because this is gonna be your judgment. All right, this is gonna be from the theory of the Lord. Okay, and when I looked at that word theory, it went into afflictive judgment. Okay, when you take this CHIP and what's going to rain down on you is very afflictive. All right, that 100 million degrees Celsius fire, man, from those thermonuclear missiles. All right. So it says here, this is Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. You don't want to be in that instance where the Lord is out here wrecking shop on America, and you catch a missile for trying to live a little bit longer in this place when you already see that this place is totally wicked, you know. And then also taking that shows that you don't have no faith in the Lord. I just had read earlier in Jeremiah 32:17 that the Lord can do anything. Nothing is too hard for the Lord. All right, you gotta remember that. Verse 11, it says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of power, which is the name of Yahweh, and the faith of Yahweh Shai. All right, so we got to be patient in this time that we're living in now, all the way up until Yahweh is out, we get delivered. All right, but the whole purpose of this lesson is to warn you, to tell you to not take that digital device. All right, no matter if your life is on the line, your old lady's life on the line, your children's life is on the line, your man's life is on the line, whatever the case may be. It's not going to be worth it for you at the end just to live a little bit longer, you know. And I think that came from Eleazar when he was about to be put to death for not consenting to the king to eat swine's flesh, man, in the book of Second Maccabees, you know. Because, you know what, let me grab that right quick. I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm going to read that one part where he was like, you know, to live a little bit longer and not to be, because he could still be put to death by the Lord. All right, this is Second Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth to eat swine's flesh. But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came to his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things that are not lawful for the love of life to be tested. All right, and it's not lawful for us to take this CHIP, man. Okay, the warning from the Lord is for us to not take it. Okay, it says, but they that had found Slakia, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the old man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision. Let me just read the whole thing. It says, such as lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. All right, in order to trick people. All right, and that's what they would do: trick those individuals that saw him consent to the way of the king. All right, they were trying to get him to take something that was lawful for him to eat. All right, but everybody on the outside looking in would be deceived. All right. It says, verse 22, that in doing so he might be delivered from death and from the old fast and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, and as become his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by Yahweh. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave. For it becometh not our age, and he in any wise dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being fourscore years old and 10, now were come to a strange religion. I can't find my point, but I'm just keep reading. And so they, through mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little more and a moment longer, this is my point, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain on my own age, and make it abominable. For though the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet I should not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive or dead, nor dead. Wherefore now, manfully charging this life, I will shew myself such an one as mine age required. All right, and that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to be in that mindset of Eleazar. All right, we're gonna have to just roll with the punches in regards to believing on the Lord, knowing that nothing is too hard for the Lord and He can deliver us if that be His will. All right, but also Eleazar, he was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna have to die, and if I do die, it'll continue with me in honor. But if I do, concede to taking what this king is allowing me to take in regards to my religion, people will look at him with a stain. Like, hey, nah, this man gave up. All right, you don't want to be in that position where you give up, or you may be looked at in a way of disregard, all right, of non-importance, and you don't want to look like that in the kingdom, all right, because all those men that you read about in Second Ezra, the second chapter, they stood stiffly for the Lord, all right. Those that didn't take the chip and all these other things that may come about in regards to getting up out of here, they didn't fall for it, all right, because the Lord's gonna be with them, all right. Let me see. Verse 28, it said, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And these when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. And that may happen to us, man. We may get tortured and tormented, all right? But we can't be afraid, all right? We can't be afraid to die for the Lord, man, all right? Because we're gonna die anyway, so why not die for standing up for something that you believe is right? Because there's people out there that stand up for all kind of wickedness and willing to die for it, but we have the opportunity to stand up for righteousness and be willing to die for it. It says here, uh, they they that led him, changing their good will, they bear him a little before it into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought, for a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in my body by being beaten. But in my soul I am well, but in soul I am well content to suffer these things, because I fear Him. And it all goes back to that, man, fearing the Lord. All right, I just remind me of something else. Let me grab this. We gotta fear the Lord, man. No matter what we think man can do to us. All right. I think it's Luke 12. All right, this is Luke chapter 12 and verse 4. It says, and I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he has killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. And that individual, that entity that can, have you put to death and then make you appear back here in the world again when those thermonuclear missiles hit. His name is Yahweh. That's who you need to fear. Okay. Because the thing that this world teaches as hell is where you get your spirit gets sent down to hell, all right, and when you're down there with some man with a pitchfork, a half human, and somebody with some animal legs and a tail and a pitchfork and it's red, that ain't real, man. That's that worldly religious stuff, okay. Hell is going to be here on earth when the Lord has these thermonuclear missiles hit this place, okay. There was another scripture that was in my mind while I was talking, but it's gone now. All right, but anyway, let me go back to this. um, a couple more precepts. It says here, just one. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a notable courage and a memorial of not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. And this was an example of what it means to be standing stiffly for the Lord. Okay, the Lord William was edified. Don't take the CHIP when it comes out. All right. Just pray to the Lord and let the Lord guide you to where He wants you to go. Because at the end of the day, it's like He says in Jeremiah 10:23, the way of man is not in him to know what he's going to do. Just roughly paraphrasing, but Lord, we was edified to the next time. Shalom.